I did a video on this. I think it came out over the weekend, Friday or Saturday or something like that. And I thought this would be the last and only time we'd be talking about Dustborn because, frankly, nobody was playing Dustborn. It had, 86 concurrent players after its release, and it was just going to be exposed as another Sweet Baby Inc. DEI, ESG, woke piece of crap that just came and went and flew through the wind like Flintlock, Tales of Kenzara Zhao. Just another one of these fly-by-night woke money laundering schemes, because you drop that much money on a game that nobody is buying, but yet everybody comes out the back end of it, financially secured despite the obvious lack of sales. But then people started to play it. Okay, some critics, just looking for some high-tier cringe. Check this crap out, and it's worse than you could have ever anticipated. This is what I ended up seeing. What I seen, I think Friday? I guess, yeah, because this clip went out Thursday, so would have seen it in the late hours of Thursday into Friday. And, is Dustborn a parody game? Because, to be completely honest, you couldn't write a better parody. I mean, we don't need to play any of this stuff, okay? All you need to do is just simply see the graphics that are going to be coming up on the screen, because there's legitimately a trigger button that pops out when you're overhearing somebody else's conversation, and then you yell you're racists to two white guys having a conversation. Is this a parody? It looks hilarious. And oh wait, there's more, because you can unlock the power to cancel people. I beg your pardon. Dustborn lets you unlock cancel culture as a weapon. They explain it well here. Cancel culture is not boycotting or criticizing. The goal of cancel culture is to isolate you, cut you off from your friends, employment, and allies by attacking so hard that nobody wants to take friendly fire and be next. What? Yeah, this would be a hilarious critique of the most insane lefty activists out there. But it's not. It's like the revisionism when it came to Barbie. It's like, no. It's just simply progressive feminist talking points. Even Greta Gerwig, the screenwriter, who is also the screenwriter for the upcoming Snow White movie, don't you forget that, came out and said, hey, I applaud the people that think that this is a very highbrow critique of feminism, but no. It's not that smart. Her words, not mine. It is what it is. I wrote the dialogue in earnest. There is no hidden meaning behind this, and this is, I guess, the video game parallel to that schlock. You've learned how to cancel somebody. Cancel will allow us to isolate people from their friends and compatriots. In battle, this could be a useful tool against enemies, and that's not the only tool that you unlock, because you can also learn how to bully people. We've learned how to bully. Bully gives you the power to force the people to do something they may not want to do, or make them feel bad about themselves in fights. This could be highly effective against targeted enemies. And then also, normalize. You've learned how to normalize negative emotions. Normalize gives us the ability to make people think certain behaviors or feelings are normal. But I'm not sure it will do much for us in a fight. As she reads off of her Tiger handheld. Is that what this bitch has got? Like, what are we doing out here? This is insane. Yeah, I can't believe this game is real and not a parody from 4chan, because that's what I'm seeing. And I kind of want to check out some of the gameplay, because, one of the creators that I follow, shout out to ER, he was streaming it on Monday. Didn't get a chance to tune in on anything like that, but I'll watch back the VOD to see if, I don't know, am I missing? Is this actually a parody, or is this real life? Because as far as I can tell, this has got to be earnest. Because you have the games journalists out here holding this up as some beacon of game design. Now, we touched on this comparison a little bit earlier when it came to Star Wars Outlaws, and apparently, according to IGN, Dustborn is as good as Star Wars Outlaws in the fact that they're both a 7, which in IGN speak is a dumpster trash when it comes to modern games, because that right there, that's the midpoint. That's what should technically be your 5, your mediocre game at best. Anything below that, absolute slop. Don't don't waste your time on it. Anything above that, you know, an 8 or a 9, 8 being a passable game and 9 being alright, and then a 10 being, yeah, that's pretty good. IGN gave Dustborn a 7. The game is so politically intrusive that even some progressives think that it's excessive and boring. That's only 1 point less than Black Myth Wukong. How do you people still trust their reviews? Yeah, exactly. And their justification for anointing this game a 7, Dustborn brings angst to a comic book caper about an alternate reality America and you'll get an emotional ride with a few exciting punk performances if you stick with it through a slow start. So they're not noting on any of these goofy ass mechanics where you can just blurt out or racist after getting triggered, even intentionally triggered. I've seen some screenshots of this stuff, but it still hasn't translated to actual players because the peak still hasn't changed. 83 all-time concurrent players on launch, 54 people over the weekend. I guess the game was out Friday to Saturday. Nobody was playing it or something like that. Ended up peaking 75 players over Saturday and Sunday. Oh no, 77 on Sunday. Okay, I guess a couple of people seen all the goofy ass reviews of it, but yeah, right now 27 people playing this crap. And of course, after everybody's done poking and laughing at this stuff, they'll just be moving on to something else, because this right here is legitimately going to be like, well, dust in the wind, pardon the pun, but it's going to be people like this that are going to continue to stay employed, move from project to project, killing every studio that they work for along the way. And here we have Thea Berg, okay, game designer at Red Thread Games, villain era, gay agenda connoisseur by Dustborn. And well, I would show you her profile, but of course, our friend has gone protected, so we have to go ahead and, you know, take a look at some screenshots and what she's out here saying. Wow. Do not read the comments on the Goodbye Volcano High trailer on YouTube, man. Sometimes in the future, gamers might realize that everything isn't made to cater specifically to you, and that's okay. I agree, because if you make stuff catered to you, you realize that only, 86 other people care about it? Personally, can't wait to fulfill my dream of being a gay dinosaur. Wait, what? 50% of gamers are women, by the way. Oh no, you're citing that mentally deficient Facebook post. Oh no. Men as a concept was cooked. Men are weakest link, truly. Okay, I will put knitting men and what into your video game, and oh, I will never stop. Yeah, be afraid. I will not come in peace. Yep. Earlier this year, March 25th of this year, I will keep forcing my agenda into my games that I work on. And this is why, because you see this same defense. I don't have any screenshots of it pulled up, but you can see this same conversation go around every single time. Oh, when games like this flop, or Star Wars Outlaws, when it eventually comes out and nobody buys it, instead they just laugh at all the gameplay that's online. Those are people that worked on the game, and when the layoffs happen, oh, you should have sympathy for them. It's like, why? They programmed the stuff that led to their firing, okay? Or they signed up for a contract for work at a studio that they knew was going to be intrinsically transient. That's the state of the games industry right now. You want job security? Be talented. You want to continue to force your agenda? Be prepared to collect food stamps, because that's where we're at in 2024. The games industry, like I've said before, there was a big turn in gaming, and a turn specifically for the worse the moment that they started to industrialize the process of creating games. Making game design, game development a course that you could go and spend tens of thousands of dollars at your local college to obtain a certificate over. Games were creative. Games were memorable. Games were legendary back when it was a bunch of sweaty guys working in a garage because they all had a mission. They had a design in mind. I've talked about that ad nauseum. Let's just go ahead and keep this fun and light, because, you know, the destruction of a woke game and a bunch of Antifa activists getting kicked back to the streets, well, we got to celebrate this stuff right now without being too drugged down about the reality of playing stupid games and winning stupid prizes. Dustborn developer appears to confirm game features stolen assets. Oh, wait a minute. Disparages men and threatens to push a gay agenda in video games. Oh yeah, and outside of the abysmal writing, the laughable character designs. Oh yeah, they were also apologetically lazy in their gameplay aspects. Yeah. Following Dustborn's catastrophic launch, one of the game's developers uses the name, yes, Thea Berg, appears to confirm the game used stolen assets from Grand Theft Auto. I mean, normally it'd be a little bit more subtle than to rip off the most popular game series of all time, disparaged men and threatened to push a gay agenda in video games. Dustborn launched, yes, on Steam on August 20th, and nobody cared at all. Following the game's release, an initial report from Smash JT, the ex-user Hayslick, that's me, accused Dustborn and its developers Red Thread Games of ripping off assets from Grand Theft Auto Online. Really? Hayslick, that's me, posted on X. This new Dustborn game has ripped off GTA Online, copying the apartment layout one-to-one, paintings, TV rooms, and even a small garden are in the same locations. I mean, there's your comparison, and well, I mean, looks pretty similar. It just kind of looks like it's been mirrored, but outside of that, yeah, that's shocking. A couple of color changes, but it looks shockingly similar, and that's a game from 2013, by the way, and you couldn't even update stuff 11 years on. Holy. In the follow-up, he added, here's extra high-quality screenshots, since the previous ones were lower quality, took them from an old video, since it's quite an old interior. I mean, yeah, okay, and there's more comparisons. On the left, obviously, GTA, and then on the right is this woke pile of trash. But yeah, man, at least that one looks like it has, you know, different textures in the bedroom and in the living room, but everything looks pretty similar. Okay, here's another one that he made, again running the exact same stuff, and yeah, everything looks fine. Berg responded to the accusations, seemingly confirming it. Holy Christ. Berg wrote on X, this is the funniest crap I've seen, that I've ever seen. Dude, why do you care? Well, you're a thief trying to spin stolen assets as a game that you apparently worked hard on. Why do you care? Because selling stolen property is kind of illegal. I'm just saying. Berg added, I'm sorry to inform you that GTA 5 uses paid pre-made assets. Boo. Oh, okay, cool. So now that we know that they're just as lazy when it comes to their game design as it comes to writing. Awesome. Following this, YouTuber Minimal Effort Live uncovered Berg's disparaging comments towards men, as well as Berg threatening to push a gay agenda in video games, which, yeah, we just looked at in several of those screenshots. But to be fair, when it comes to Dustborn, it actually gets worse than that, because this could just be a complex money laundering scheme, and I'm not even joking. Dustborn used far more government money than has been previously reported. The Norwegian Film Institute funded the game for 14 million kroner, or $1.4 million United States currency. This in addition to the 150,000 euros from Creative EU Grant Program. I beg your pardon, you got all of that money. Theoretically, you got $1.5 million in government cheddar, and you still had to steal assets from GTA 5. What? Dustborn is basically an Antifa training game. I mean, you bash the fash across the divided states of America, using vocal powers to call people racist, to weaponize cancel culture, bully people, and do so all while being the best ally possible. This game is hilarious. The game has 33 players currently playing, yeah, and it's opening week. No, it's worse than that, Grumps. Come on now, let's get accurate. 27 people, at least at my time of recording. Company Red Thread Games, looking at funding multiple games through these government grants. The games do not make money, as you can see. Yes, their previous game that they released in 2015, Dreamfall Chapters, and Dragugan. I have no idea. Draguglian. You can see Dreamfall Chapters. Nobody played that, but hey, at least they got into the 4-digit club with their peak concurrence, and then this other one, which, you know, 240. I ain't even heard of that crap before. I'm sure it's revolutionary, right? These games, yeah, don't make money. Their existence seems to be dependent on repeated grants, waste of taxpayer money that funds games that failed over and over and over again. You ever wonder why these guys are such government simps? Because, well, they pay the bills. The company seems to be grifting off EU taxpayer money, which are awarded in part on ESG criteria. I mean, there you go. The Norwegian Film Institute focuses on productions where the percentage of women in key roles is a factor. Why do you think? Whenever I talk about those passionate developers that are, you know, way back in the cut, and how we've got to this HR garbage industry that we have right now, meritocracy breeds aristocracy, because the people of high value end up being pilfered for their goodwill to get other lesser qualified individuals jobs at the places that they work, and then end up bloating these companies into places that nobody want to work because they're overrun by activists, because those one-track focused developers who are spending years on their passion project were blindsided. Blindsided by activists and a tight pair of jeans. Their latest project, Svalbard, has recently received nearly 11 million kroner. Oh my god, over $1 million. And $150,000 European from the EU Creative Program. You don't say! There it is right there. And because they have to be transparent about it, well, you know, there's the receipts. Live and in 4K, obviously. That's ridiculous. Okay. The rest of the funding is likely through their publisher, Quantic Dream. Oh, wow. The David Cage studio, huh? All of his visual novels games. Oh, if you remember him. Oh, what was the first one they put out that people actually liked? Damn it. It was on the Xbox. It'll eventually come to me. But the ones that I played, the Heavy Rain. Jason! The artist formerly known as Ellen Page, Beyond Two Souls. I actually played through all of that. I don't remember a lot of it. I remember that there was one really depressing segment where it was snowing outside and she had to break into some place to sleep overnight. It's just convoluted crap. But that's Quantic Dream for you. I think people like Detroit Become Human, but all things considered, you know, if they're putting out this stuff, I don't really have much hope in what they're doing next. But yeah, Quantic Dream provides, you know, Red Thread games with additional support, including narrative work, motion capture, photogrammetry, and sound design, localization, and more. This is likely provided for free in addition to whatever funding Quantic Dreams invest in Dustborn. This way, Red Thread Games can continue to grift on taxpayer money and produce games while reducing many costs. Quantic Dreams was acquired by NetEase in 2022. Oh, really? It's curious why Red Thread continues to produce games, given that none of them have garnered enough users to pay for their production. It is also concerning that Dustborn has been crafted as a political agitprop tool backed by taxpayers who do not want this kind of disruption to their cultures nor society. But it is clear that Red Thread does not care or depend on gamers' sales for their continued existence or ability to produce, produce politically propagandistic games. So yeah, this is why we're going to continue to have these games to laugh at, because if you're in Europe, okay, if you have some of these DEI based grant systems, this stuff is going to continue. You're going to have the Thea Bergs of the world openly and racistly attack gamers because there's no fear, because she selects and she checks the right boxes on these diversity pages. Until this stuff stops, until more people shed more light on this stuff, the industry is going to be flooded. Crap like this. But if we also see player counts steadily and firmly in the double-digit club, that's just right there sending an excellent sign that people aren't buying this crap anymore. People aren't being threatened, bullied, forced to play this crap anymore to beat any accusations of being a racist, sexist, or misogynist. There will come a point in time where eventually they're going to have to turn a profit, or the studio's going to get closed. I'm just hoping that those sentiments of those poor developers, now that they're out of work, people remember the names of the people that are on attack so that they don't hop from studio to studio into the future. If they fail loudly and proudly with a project, well, you can start loudly and proudly taking my order through the drive-thru. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.